like I'm entering an arena with a big boxing ring in the middle of it, and I'm coming down the aisle, hitting the ring, and you're the announcer, and I feel like the champ. I mean, just so powerful, just so amazing. Want to give it back to you. Thank you for your motivation, and thank you for your positivity.
Absolutely.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I'm super, super excited. Let me start out by saying I love everyone. And whatever comes out of my mouth, message starts with ME, starts with me. And why do I say I'm super excited? Because God keeps dropping me these nuggets. And he drops them sometimes through people, a lot of times through people. Sometimes I hear directly from him because I'm observing something or I'm reading something. It's an aha moment. Well, I just so happened to be on one of my coaching calls. Yes, Minister Mooney has a coach, Lionel Harris, and he mentions this law, and it's called Pareto's law, Pareto's principle. And he starts breaking this thing down, and I'll go into that in a minute. But it really, I'm a numbers person, I'm a math person, I'm critical thinking, analytical thinking. My wife will tell you he goes way sometimes too deep. And my mind started thinking about this thing, and I had an actual vision, another vision, because I do try my best to stay in alignment with God's purpose for my life. But it gave me a capture of how I'm actually applying my life in certain areas, and it really put things into perspective for me personally. And I just wanted to make sure that, like, message starts with me, but I think during this season it's just so intentional and necessary to share the message, share it with people. So I took the time to, some of you may have already seen it if you go on a kind of a lifestyle Facebook group, or if you look in your text feed, if the Rubies and above are on and they look in that group, or if you're a personal friend, somebody that I'm being very intentional about the love that I show, I did send you a picture. That's my little man, right? Him and I talk. I look at some of his gestures and I look at some of what he's thinking, and he's the younger version of me. So he's putting things in perspective, and God is putting things in perspective for me. So if you can see that, that's great. But I want to paint you a picture. And the thing that shocked me was I saw this thing for the first time. And we all have 24 hours in a day, right? Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. But here's what I realized. It's not the 24 hours that shape our success. It's how we use the small portions of those hours. And here's Pareto's principle. It says that it's the 80-20 rule. Write that down. It's the 80-20 rule. And I hope you have your pen and paper, because you're going to need it. Or just ask for the record. Well, you can go in your app and get the recording. Or if you know me personally, you can get the recording. And it says this Pareto's law, or this principle, says that 20% of your effort produces 80% of your results. Let me say that one more time. 20% of your effort produces 80% of your results. And what God gave me to do is to lay this out for you, because it's the way that he laid it out for my critical mathematical mind. So when I apply that to time, I realized something. 20% of 24 hours is just about 5 hours. You know, it's 4.8, so round it up to 5. That's just about 5 hours. And that's it. 5 hours. And what this means is this. How you use your 5 hours, or how Minister Mooney uses his 5 hours, would determine 80% of my success, my fulfillment, and the outcomes of my life. Let me say that one more time. How I use about 5 hours of my day will determine 80% of my success, my fulfillment, the outcomes, right, of my life. Now, let me show you just how this works, because some of you are just listening and you don't have a visual. Some of you have a visual and you're going to be able to follow a little bit better. It looks kind of weird, But I just want you to give you my 5 boxes concept, right? And bear with me how I paint the picture for this. So this is how I see it. I want you to imagine your day as 5 big boxes. Let me say that one more time, and maybe you'll draw it out if you have your paper. Draw out 5 big boxes. That's how I want you to imagine your day. And each box equals 5 hours of time. Each box equals 5 hours of time. So now listen to this. Every single box, you all, this is what God showed me. Every single box has its limit. Every single box has its limit. And my coach was talking to me, and it just hit me a different way. I know the way that he shared it, but it hit me like I dive deep. God just has me doing that. And every space that in that box has its place, right? You could cram 15 hours of activity into 5 hours in your box, right? If you try to do that, you'll probably get scattered, stressed, and burned out, right? So you have to be very intentional about what goes into each box. Let me say that one more time. You have to be very intentional about what goes into each box. So let me lay this out for you, what these boxes look like. Mark one of them, box number 1. Now this box is already spoken for, and it's called sleep. Right? It's called sleep. Now let me lay this out for you. Some of you get 5 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. Some of you get 10 hours of sleep. Either way, sleep will cost you at least 1 box. Sometimes maybe even 2 of your boxes. Box number 2, I want you to label it work. Most people spend at least 1 box here and sometimes 2 boxes. The real question is not how much you work, but whether your hours are focused or wasted. Box number 3 equals family and relationship. These are the people who matter to you the most: your spouse, your kids, your parents, and your close friends. Box number 4 is your health and well-being. That means, yes, your body, your energy, and your self-care. Healthcare is all about self-care, y'all. And this is why we are economists. Box number 5 is purpose and spirituality. This is your anchor, your why you exist. So these 5 boxes represent each 20% of your day. Each of them represent 20% of your day. And here's the Pareto truth. If you fill them the right way with the right things, they will multiply into 80% of your life's results. But if you fill them with distractions, waste, or business, you'll end up frustrated, tired, and empty. So when you look at these boxes, are you saying, I'm frustrated, I'm tired, and I feel empty? My boxes don't feel full. Now let me keep it real for you. And this is the spillover reality. See, the boxes, whatever you put into them, if you've ever packed boxes, they can spill over. See, life isn't neat and it's not perfect. Boxes spill over. Let's take sleep for a minute. Let's just focus on that 1 box. If you're sleeping 8 to 10 hours, let me just throw it out there. Maybe even 12. I don't know. Maybe you're not getting enough. Let's just look at that. See, that box is about a half, maybe 2, right? A box and a half, maybe even 2 boxes. That overflow, when you look at your boxes, starts to steal space from another box. Maybe it's your family box. Maybe it's your purpose box. Or let's look at work. Some of us work, right? Not just sleep. Sleep maybe 8 to 10, which is good. You know, it's all in your perspective. It's not a right or wrong. Some of you may work 10 to 12 hours. Let's just look at that. Man, I'm looking at what I'm doing when it comes to work, and I'm like, whoa, this is when it hit me in the gut. That's 2 boxes already gone, 10 to 12 hours. And here's the thing. Sometimes that's necessary, but you got to know, what you got to know is the cost of that. If work is 2 boxes, which box that you have that you're looking at, which box starts to shrink? Is it family? Is it health? Or is it spirituality? Now, here's the wonderful thing, the wonderful part. Spillover, because it might sound like I'm being negative. No, spillover isn't always negative. If you're sharp and intentional, you can free up space. Let me give you an example. If you tighten up your focus at work and get it done in 5 hours, some of you, I'm talking about being intentional for the next 90 days. If you sharpen it up and you get tight and you what used to take 8 hours now takes 5. Let's say they're in this workspace. You just gain back half a box. You can pour into that box now health, family, or your purpose. Or maybe you choose to cut 2 hours of TV time and replace it with family connection. That's shifting the box on purpose. You see what I'm saying? So the power is being aware of what you have in your box. Because if you don't watch your boxes, life decides your boxes for you. But if you're intentional, this is what's amazing. If you're intentional, if you got strategy and you're focused, you get to decide where the overflow goes. You get to decide where that overflow goes. So here's some real life scenarios, right? Let's make it practical so you really can see it. If work takes 2 boxes, but you guard your health and your family box, you can still win because energy and relationships will carry you. If you let sleep creep into 2 boxes, but never protect your purpose, you'll feel rested but lost. If you give family just a sliver of a box, while work eats 2 and sleep eats 2 of the boxes, eventually you'll feel successful but empty. But let's flip it. If you give even half a box daily to your purpose and spirituality, you'll feel centered. If you guard just 1 health box every day, movement, eating right, eating for your blood type, resting right, you'll feel strong. If you protect 1 box for your family, you'll build love and legacy. You don't need 24 perfect hours. Let me say that one more time. I don't need 24 perfect hours. I just need to master my 5 boxes. So here's where I want to motivate you because it's possible. I want you to imagine the compounding effect over time. I want you to vision this. I want you to look at this the way God gave it to me to make me even more intentional. You choose what goes into your boxes. You have that power. And those choices, they stack up. 1 health box every day gives you the strength to win the marathon in life. 1 family box builds legacy and supports the money, right, that can't be bought, that can't buy. It supports that money that can buy what you need or what money can't buy. See, that family box is very crucial. That builds legacy and support that money cannot buy. That purpose box, it grounds you for when storms come, right? 1 focused, intentional work box multiplies your income and your impact. And 1 sleep box keeps you strong enough to keep running. So over the 90 days, you all, I want you to think about this 90-day run, the next couple months, because we're in this season right now. There's so much happening in the world. So much happened in the world that over the next 90 days, I'm applying intentional focus. The decisions that I make will reshape my energy, my results, and my life, and it can do the same for you. Over a year, I want you to look at what can happen in the year. In a year, they'll redefine exactly who you are. See, the Pareto's principle teaches us leverage. Pareto spelled Pareto. Pareteo. It teaches us leverage. A small part drives a big result. Your boxes, you all, our boxes are our leverage. We need to guard them. We need to design them that works for us and fill them with the things that matter. So here's the challenge for the next 90 days. I want you to live intentionally inside of your 5 boxes. Don't just go through the day, design it. Don't just work. Work with focus and intentionality and work with a system. Don't just be around family, be present. Like, don't just be around me, be present. Don't just be around your kids, be present. Don't just eat everything and anything fuel your body. Don't just pray or reflect, put an anchor in that spirit. And don't just cheat yourself on sleep. Don't cheat yourself. Rest so you can rise up strong. If you take this seriously for the next 90 days, your life can be productive and fulfilling seasons you've never, ever lived. Not just because you work more hours, but because you filled your boxes with the things that multiply life. So I ask you today, and I'm going to conclude with this. What am I putting in my boxes? And am I filling them with multiples, right, that multiply my future? Am I filling them with the things that will multiply my future or with what will steal from it? You all, let's get people who fill our boxes, right? Let's be people who fill our boxes and be around people who fill their boxes with intentional focus. Right? That's how we want to build success, and that's how we want to build our business. We'll build lives worth living. That's the end of my message, you all. I'm not on the soapbox. Remember, I said message starts with me first. And when God hit me with this, I was like, whoa, you got another level. Yes, we are in harvest season. You can be too. Back to you, Kathy. Love you all. And as we say all the time, we will see you at the top, the very top, the tip top, and busting through the top. Love you all. Hey, Kathy, you there? Well, with that being said, you all, she must have had to pop out. See you on tomorrow's call. Love you all. Have a great day.